Hey guys, welcome back, and today I have for you something that I find to be very special, which is we get to talk about Trials Evolution, specifically Trials Evolution Gold Edition, which is the Steam release of Evolution. What's happened basically is Ubisoft has gone back and added achievements to many of their older games that are on Steam, so now they have achievements, so I wanted to go back and do them. And Trials Evolution is one that on the 360 I played quite a lot, like a lot. Like, some of my opinions of how hard this is might be skewed because I'm probably better than you at this. I played this so much, if you can excuse how cocky I am about that. I played Evolution on the 360 quite a lot. So keep in mind, first off, this is technically a different game. Also, it's like 10 or more years old now. So like, I don't know, who's really playing this other than me? Like, I'm really fond of Trials Evolution specifically. I played HD, Evolution, Fusion, Blood Dragon, and Rising. I'm still playing Rising because they added achievements to pretty much all of those on Steam, and I'm interested in talking about that game and going back through those games a little bit. But Gold Edition, specifically Gold Edition, is different because Steam doesn't have Trials HD like the 360 did, so they've actually put the HD tracks in Gold Edition as a separate thing, like HD Warehouse. To be honest, I don't remember if the 360 had that. I really don't remember, but here it does. Here it does. And unlike regular Trials Evolution, this achievement list has been modified. For starters, I think there were online achievements that this can no longer do because the leaderboards don't work. They've killed the leaderboards. So on top of, they've removed probably 2 or 3, they've added a lot of the HD achievements to this. So this is like Evolution and HD at the same time, give or take whether or not you like that idea. So this is, Gold Edition's very much kind of its own thing because I don't remember these achievements in Evolution. I'm pretty confident that they're actually HD achievements that have been combined into this one thing on Steam, so it's kind of a weird version of this game, but at the same time that makes it kind of unique. Like, it's a different thing to do because you got to do all of them. As far as like game review, I love this game. Like, I love Evolution. I've been waiting to talk about Evolution forever. If it wasn't for the DLC tracks at the time, I think that drove me up the wall. I haven't gone back to it. Maybe I will. I did do all of the base game achievements for both of these games in the past. I don't know that I completed all the DLC ones, but, you know, funny enough, Steam doesn't have Evolution's DLC. Odds are nobody remembers that it had DLC, so I don't know why it's like this. It's kind of strange to me that you would do this, but then not include the DLC for a game that you made because it's only on 360, but, you know, Ubisoft has messed with Red Lynx ever since they bought them, so I don't believe that it's the same Red Lynx studio, you know? But yes, Evolution is still probably my favorite game in this series. I haven't played HD in a long time, but HD's kind of proto. Like, I'd say Evolution first and Rising second. Like, I do really enjoy Rising. I know people don't. I know it has a stupid loot box system, but I feel like Rising picked up a lot of what Evolution had and has gone back to like what we wanted it to do, at least somewhat. And again, Rising's pretty old now. Evolution is so old, none of you are probably gonna play this, but I think Evolution is still probably the best one. I really like it. I like the tracks. It was the first one that did like an open world track editor. The track editor is crazy powerful. The tracks are fun. I had a lot of fun. There's still some versions of like Rising did some things better, but only because, you know, it's 3 more games down the line or whatever. So of course, I mean, this tries to teach you game mechanics. I don't know that HD did. I don't remember HD very well. But if you get this cheap and you want to have a fun game where you tilt the bike and press gas, you get it. But keep in mind, this has been like all of the online features in the servers have been killed. So a lot of features this game had, it doesn't have now. It's like an empty shell of what it was. It doesn't have multiplayer, doesn't have online leaderboards. It would be just to mess with it and then turn it back off because what's the point? Nothing works on the game but the regular campaign, and I like that. But, you know, after this video, the only thing that I really wanted to do was to go back and re-platinum the extreme tracks just to flex on people that I could still do this. And I only have 2 left, which is Way of the Ninja and Inferno, and I wanted to record this video before that because it's taken too long and I keep playing Fortnite instead of doing that. So I could still do this video because I did the achievements, but we'll see if I ever go back and finish the last 2 because I can't be bothered to get it on video. But yes, game review, Love this game. Don't pay more than $5 for it now. They've basically destroyed it. Like, it's a shell of what it would have been back in the day, and even the Steam version is just kind of a fun throwback. It's not, like, it doesn't work like it used to, you know? Yeah, so as far as like achievements for this game, man, do not get this thinking that you are going to just do these. These are not the hardest thing I've ever seen, but you are gonna, it is going to make you be good at this game, and you have to be good. Like, it is ruthless, I think, in places to people for getting these achievements, and it could still be worse. Trust me, like, Rising is way worse than this, but it demands like perfection. Okay, maybe not perfection, but it demands you be really good at this, and I don't know that you're going to want to play this that much to be good at it. And again, I kind of have a skewed, view of this because I played this a lot. I played this so much back in the day, I could still just run these tracks really easily. So maybe don't get this if you're looking for a quick one. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna have to be really good at this. Like, that's your warning, because what's a couple? I would imagine it basically comes down to what's this one called? I think Demon on Wheels. Yeah, Demon on Wheels 2. Demon on Wheels 2, which is basically the same thing, which is complete every extreme track, is one of the hardest ones to do. I mean, it goes without saying. They're called extreme for a reason, particularly Inferno. I don't remember which one it is, 3 or 4, probably 3. And this now also includes doing the HD extreme tracks, so probably Inferno 2 and a couple of the other ones. And I used to have a running gag with my friends that I would give them $20 if they could just finish the tracks. And not too many people even did that. It usually made people freak out. Like, they'd crash out, I think is the term. Like, it was frustrating. It's very annoying. The game's just, you can either do it or you can't do it, and they're hard for a reason. So, like, keep that in mind. It'll lull you into a sense of, yeah, I know what's going on, probably until you start running into the hard tracks where it's going to actually begin to be like, hey, you need to care about this a little bit. And then by the time you get to extreme, they're still getting difficult. And then the classic one for every game is Inferno. They always have an Inferno track, and the Inferno tracks are definitely a test of your skill. Let's put it that way. It's probably a test of your patience to whether or not you can even finish the track. But to be fair to you, you only need to finish these tracks. You don't need to get a specific medal. You don't need to get a specific time. You just need to pass them, which is fair enough, I think. Here, it's not like Rising. Rising is worse, but we're only talking about this one. So you only need to complete the extreme tracks, which I want to argue just really comes down to Inferno, which is usually the hardest one, but that's kind of up to you as to which one you have trouble with and which one you don't. So keep that in mind. You're gonna have to finish HD and Evolution's extreme tracks. That combined them. There was one for just finishing one, but obviously that folds into finishing all of them. There's a few here that don't really matter, and then there are a couple, what would you call them, random one-offs, like funny little extra things for you to do. This one, Full Throttle, player complete container rush without releasing the throttle. Funny little things. They're quirky. People may not ever do those because unless you read the achievement list, why would you ever actually do that? Couple little, things like that. Unyielding 2, finish rock steady without faulting or changing rider's position. You probably don't do these. You aren't going to do these on accident. So there's a couple in there that's just like, hey, do this funny little thing. Do this funny little thing, right? I think it's also worth mentioning that you have to collect all of their collectibles, which are squirrels. Squirrels have eyes or whatever. They are anywhere from pretty easy to find to ridiculously hidden, okay? I'm not sure I could recommend that you just attempt to find them on your own, because some of them are very sneaky, and Red Lynx has had a history of really enjoying Easter eggs and putting Easter eggs and stuff, and they're quite good at it. So unless you know what tracks there are squirrels on, you're probably going to have quite the time trying to get them all, and that's really up to you. Personally, I would tell you to just use a guide. You could take a crack at it, try to find some of them if you want. It's fun that they hide these, but they're real good at hiding these, and doesn't tell you where they are. You don't know what tracks these are on, you don't know where any of these are. are. And some of them are hidden well enough that if you didn't know where they were, good luck. That's what I'm saying. Good luck, dude. Have fun with that. I'm not that guy. I'm not doing that. It's not Call of Duty Intel where the maps are really tiny and I could probably find the intel by just going a little bit off path. Like, these are sneaky and funny and they have little, tricks. You might find 5, but I don't know. I think they're like 20 or so. I don't remember how many there are, but there's a lot more than you'd think. So good luck with that is what I'm saying. And I'm gonna list off one that specifically I kind of had trouble with, which is Strike. Get a Strike in a midnight bowling event. There's a little hidden place. This is definitely a Trials HD achievement. I pulled this up because I was having issues with this. I'm not sure whether I'm not gonna tell you where this is, but there's like a little bowling alley hidden in one of these maps on HD, and I thought this achievement was bugged because you have to knock down all 10 pins, but I did it probably 6 times and nothing happened. Like, it wouldn't give me this achievement, and I'm not convinced that they've ever fixed it like exactly, but eventually it did pop. I thought it was glitched, but apparently it wasn't fully glitched. Like, it's still achievable. You could still get it, but there's a lot of scenarios where you could knock down all 10 pins and it doesn't give it to you, which is really stupid since it's kind of hard to get all 10 pins to get knocked down. Like, it probably took me, I don't know, a half hour to 40 minutes of just sitting there throwing him at the pins. I want to say 20 minutes 2 different times because I got bored, because it's hard enough to knock down all 10 pins, let alone the fact it won't give it to you every time. So that's kind of ridiculous, but it is there and it does work because I have it. But if you're having issues with it, it might just be kind of, that weird bug. Like, you just try it a few more times, which I hate to tell you that because it's kind of boring. And I got one more to point out anyway, that I think is worth really warning you about, which is Marathon, which if we were talking about Evolution, this probably wouldn't be on Evolution. This was one of HD's hardest achievements that's now on this Gold Edition version. There are tournaments that most people, I think, wouldn't be bothered to do, where it's a series of tracks in a row, Instead of playing one track at a time, figure out how good you are at one track, you need to have some version of consistency between a series of tracks, right? And Marathon is to complete the Ultimate Endurance Tournament without faulting, so no crashing. And boy, was that hard. I don't know if I'm out of practice or what, but man, I'm sitting here, I can go back through Evolution and I can run platinum trophies. Like, I have platinum medals on all of HD's extreme tracks. At least I went back, I got it on Inferno 2. I just can't be bothered to practice what I had and what I still need, but like, that's what I'm doing. I'm zero faulting extreme tracks over here. Marathon gave me a lot of trouble, so fair warning, that one started to bother me, so that means it's hard. That means it's probably really annoying. Like, on Steam right now, it doesn't show a percentage of players that have it. It still shows 0%. And trust me, I have it, but I don't know how many people do. Like, that one sucks. It sucks. It isn't fun. It is a real test. It might be harder than completing extreme tracks. One of the reasons is that the stupid thing is like 25 tracks in a row, like 24, 25 tracks straight in a row. And you have to do every single one of them faultless, which, to be honest with you, probably 20 of them aren't a problem. The general bulk of those are beginner, easy to medium, and if you're faulting on anything from medium below, you need to reevaluate what you're doing, because you shouldn't be faulting on those. Like, you've made a mistake, I guess. But there are a couple peppered in there that are just hard tracks, and those are why. A series of those in a row suck to do. And the first test for me in that tournament that was like I can either get through this or I can't, is eventually you hit, I think, Technique, which is the one with all the tires and explosive barrels. That one is just notorious for, like, I'm going to make a mistake somewhere. You can get through Technique, obviously. I could do Technique by itself, but you have to do all of these tracks, and then it throws Technique in there, and then it goes back to nothing. And then you get near the end of the list, and it throws probably 3 or 4 more hard tracks at you that really are just, it's kind of a big ask to try to get all of that without messing any of it up. Like, you can get through this thing, 5 faults, 10 faults, 20 faults, whatever, but I'm telling you, Marathon is the one that I think will break people the hardest on this, because it was very hard on HD, and it is just as hard here, I think. So yeah, I mean, you want to wrap this up, there's really two that are going to be your biggest threat, unless you're going to try to find those squirrels on your own, which is Marathon and Unyielding 2, but even then, Unyielding 2 only demands that you finish tracks, not that you do it flawlessly. Although, I guess right at the end, it's worth noting that there is one called Nervous Twitch, which is fault in a hard or extreme track, after you flawlessly reach the final checkpoint. Technically, this lets you do it on a hard track, which means I really wouldn't put this in the same category, but if you're doing it if you tried to do it on extreme, well, you still have to almost flawlessly do an extreme track, so that sucks for you. I'm sorry to hear about that, but yeah, wrap that up. Marathon's really hard. If I did what I want to do, the video is probably just my marathon run. It's probably just the background of this whole video because it took probably 20 minutes to do, and I'll bet that's how long I've been talking. But yeah, Marathon gave me the most trouble, and I know how to play this game. So good luck. I wouldn't recommend this as like an achievement hunt game, because you could play it casually, play it to medium, and if you really like it, keep going. Trust me, you can do it. It's possible, but this one might be a bit much if you were just looking for a casual playthrough and something easy, because boy, is this hard for people to do this one, I think. And I can't wait for some comment to be like, well, I'm good at it. Oh, well, yeah, I know you probably are. There are people better than me at this, you know, but I think if you're as good as me or better, where you can run, you know, faultless platinum, you know, extreme tracks, maybe calm down, because that's definitely not the average, you know. That's not the average player, you know, specialized into playing just trials this much. You know, that might be too much. It's like asking people to finish Dead Cells 100%. Like, that's quite hard, actually. It's a bit difficult. But yeah, let me get to the end of this video. Like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Evolution. As far as stuff that I'm working on, I would like to do Rising. I'm making slow progress on Rising. Like, I think even today I managed to do the tandem bike on whatever map that was, solo, which I didn't like doing that. That kind of sucked, but I did manage to do the tandem bike thing while holding 2 controllers, and I did that faultlessly, so thank God I'm done with that crap. But yeah, I mean, as far as games I'm playing, there's a few I need to go back to and do, to be honest. I'd love to finish Peglin, but I don't know if I have that kind of patience, and slowly digging through Trials Rising. I've been playing Splitgate 2, but it'll be half my life before that would ever even be possible to finish those achievements, so I don't know what to tell you. Guess we'll just see what comes on, see what we got going on. We got a bunch of, you know, little ones that come and go. Like I was playing Quicker Flak, is what it's called. Thought it'd be a short game, but boy, is it tough. It's got a high skill ceiling, that's for sure. I have to actually practice it just to get through it. You know, I don't know if I beat the game even yet. You know, for a game you could beat in 1.5 minutes, or I think it's 1.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Like, it's tough. You die in one shot. But yeah, I mean, if there's any more games or something you want me to try, you want me to try to clear, or, you know, talk about something fun, let me know. I'm on the fence about whether or not I want to buy the other Trials games like Fusion and Blood Dragon. I'm not a big fan of Fusion, but I do like Trials. I like Red Links, so we'll see. But other than that, you got any stuff? Leave me a comment if you made it this far in the video. I mean, thanks for listening to me ramble. You know, you're dope. You're cool. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see you next time. I got something to show you. Bye.